Let's see, I believe we are kicking off in the launch pad, which means the aliens are home.
Aliens versus dragons. Do you think the dragons have improved enough to put up a real good fight?
I mean, you look at this, you look at kind of everything, and you go, no, not at all.
Okay.
But their offense is definitely there.
I mean, look, the dragons do have the best quarterback in the league.
This is true.
I can't remember. Is that Dayton Mac or Snackback?
It is Dayton Mac.
Dayton Mac.
Okay.
Because the man can read a defense.
All right, and all of our experts, including you, Dave, have picked the aliens to win.
Dave, would you like to explain your prediction?
I don't want to offend anybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting the season off strong.
Dave's going to offend people in our later games. It's very clear. I understand this.
Yeah. At some point, we won't have anything to talk about except offending teams.
As long as Colby's here, I'll be able to offend him.
Yeah. You're actually going to be really excited to know that Colby's team is playing your Wallabies this week.
Oh, good. It's not my Wallabies. I don't want to be a favorite. Person
Rabbit, thank you for saying hi. We love to have you in the stream in the chat as always.
And wow, aliens are 2nd and 13. Orpheus Non was there on the stop.
If I remember correctly, wasn't one of the recent changes that there would be fewer broken tackles behind the line of scrimmage?
That's right. Yeah, there was some logic in there that was I think initially meant to help out with yards per carry, but it was causing a lot of tackles to be broken behind the line that shouldn't have been, basically giving rushers like double the break tackle behind the line of scrimmage that they should have had. So I turned that down.
Does that logic... Oh, that's a really nice pass.
Wow.
Frost with the first touchdown of the season.
What a way to start the season.
Yeah. Does that apply to sacks as well? And could that be part of the reason we saw so many broken tackle sacks?
Yes. Any rusher that's behind the line of scrimmage would that would apply. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if it would apply to a quarterback that was in the process of scanning the field and it not actually being a rusher. So I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look it up.
Huh.
All right.
As Kamara makes one man miss, but is still tackled for nothing. Maybe he lost an inch or two. Max has a question. What is your question, Max?
Oh, Mac with a quick pass to kick.
Yes, it is. We are having all 5... Well, define multiple games. Like multiple games for each team or multiple games in general. We have... Ooh. Deadly bounce. 1 game for each team. And Dave, Rabbit has a question for you, which I don't know if you can read, but he's asking, how long have you been part of the Axis Dead team, and what has been your favorite part of the Axis football game?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I joined the Axis football team and at the end of the 2017 cycle. So I guess it's been, I think that was in 2016 then. So it's been at least 2017, 18, 19, and now 2020. So almost 4 years now. My favorite part is actually doing what I'm doing right here, interacting with the community members. When you guys have problems and I can look at it and go, oh, that's something I could fix in 5-10 minutes. It's really fun to be able to do that and then get the new build out to you guys.
Can you make the dragons better?
I was looking at their TPE today. I think they just need to get on the ball and start doing their AC checks.
I mean, they're a very young team. They're probably them and the Twisters are the 2 youngest teams right now.
Does TPE carry over from season to season?
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's more of an expansion team sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, exactly that. Bear in mind, there's also regression, though, so a lot of players on teams are going to start losing TPE. What a scramble by Mac.
Matt saw Kamara and knew he just had to buy a bit of time.
No, Max. So the Twisters only have one game tonight. They're not going to have like 5 games like in the PB.
Yeah, we stream 3 times a week, so 3 in-game games are played for each team each week.
Nice little slant there.
Great slant. Dave Mac.
I like the long routes and passes, but I love when the short routes work. They just look nice.
They really do. So, Dave, can you explain this one to us? This is kind of a glitch that we've seen a couple times, which is handoff play is broken up before the ball can be given to the running back, and rather than ending it on a, wow, they're going for the field goal.
They're taking the kicker's kick power into effect there.
Dave, I think you should check that code.
I don't know if that was a botched kick or what.
I can tell you, Kayla Fry does not have the power for that.
Yo, it's high winds, dude.
It's high winds, dude, indeed.
Oh, I have to re-unlock the emote. Oh my goodness. That's so magical.
Can someone get a clip of that, please? I need it just with Dave talking about the entire process as well.
Did you guys see the ball was sort of going sideways there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kayla's kick power might be 60 or 65.
Gotta love the new kicking logic.
59.
We'll see how they apply to real kickers soon.
Well, we have a real kicker here. The problem is the Denver defense is not going to let us see it in action.
I believe they'll do it once.
I just want Denver to... I think they can score, and so far they've been kind of shut down. The Aliens' defense is potent, but what a catch by Hakeem.
Nice up the line. What's the clock runoff?
22.
Okay.
But it doesn't happen in a 2-minute warning. So you will not see it.
Yeah, just wondering since I hadn't kept up to date on that.
See, that's something I want to really fix too. That kind of weird throw over the middle. That
I was going to ask you,
see.
What was that?
Yeah,
the only thing I can figure is that maybe there's a running back that's blocking there, and he's still factoring into the calculation of who to throw to.
Okay.
I was thinking it was like the quarterback realizing, oh, what a bounce!
It's high winds, dude.
Okay, I'm curious. What's the kicker's accuracy there? Do you know?
The kicker's accuracy is somewhere in the low 60s, 50s, high 50s.
Okay, so I feel pretty good about what just happened there.
Yeah, no, that one was fine. That Kayla Fry is probably the weakest kicker in the league right now. So, credit to the Dragons. They get a stop.
I was going to say, and we got a bounce off of the field goal post there, too.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
They got a stop, but not close enough to the field goal. They needed to let him get like 40 more yards.
Yeah, that was really where they should have done it. Just so we can see. Although, I think what's going to be more interesting is if the Dragons go for another long field goal again. No, and so Dave, let me know if you tell me if my logic's way off base here. Which is a long field goal then tells us that the AI is still thinking that it has the power to do it, and it's not factoring it correctly. As there is a false start by Boddy McBotterson.
Yeah, the logic should take the kicker's kick power into effect, or into account when it's determining where to go for the field goal. And I did test it with big sack there.
Got to spike it.
Probably going to end the game, end the half for them.
Nope, they got one play off. And they go with a short pass to Larson. That'll end the half.
I did test with kickers with high kick power and low kick power and in between, and it seemed to be doing pretty good. So I don't know what happened there with that decision. I do hope that the changes to both kick power and kick accuracy will make kicking a more important factor in people's team building.
Colby wants to know what you constituted as low kick power.
I think when I was testing, I tested all the way down to 50, but I usually consider 75 to be about average, and
Got
then
it.
I go up from there. So
Scorp
yeah.
says low kick power is 98. Deep
Oh, that's a
bomb.
beautiful pass.
Mackenzie Biggs. What a play.
Mac has all the time in the world.
Wide open in the end zone,
And
but
Dre
he threw it
Mitchell.
too late. Still got
Dre,
it.
Dre Mitchell with his first touchdown since leaving the Flamingos.
First touchdown as a Dragon. As Caleb Fry's kick is dicey but good.
Almost didn't have the power for an extra point.
Is that the same kicker? Are we still seeing the same kicker?
Yes, so
That's
the
the same
kicker.
kicker,
Okay.
Yup.
Okay.
Yado has said it's still a 14-point game. It is. The clock runoff is doing a good job, and it helps that neither offense is like transcendently great.
I would say the Aliens offense is actually really dang good.
It's really good, but it's not like Season 2 Flamingos versus the Pack.
I want to
All
point out too that there's some new play calling logic as well, where you should start to see a lot more runs in the second half from the Aliens because they're up.
Oh, really? That's actually cool.
Ooh.
The play calling logic changes are always the ones that excite me the most. Because
Oh, great,
you know,
yeah.
when your team loses 3 red zone drives to 4 passing plays on 1st and goal,
Mm-hmm.
you feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen too many late game still throwing the balls while watching these streams, so that was one thing I really wanted to prioritize. I think it should also help with some closer games too, because just naturally, you'll be punting more if you're just trying to run down the clock.
That's fair. Air Raid Supreme when? Scorp, you built that playbook. You could use it anytime you want.
Is there any thought of changing punting logic to allow for super high power kickers to go for coffin corners?
Do you mean that high kick power punters aren't going for coffin corners now, or?
Correct.
Yes, they all basically their power is too high, so they end up going into the end zone.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I could put that on my list of things to do. I'd have to check. I don't know if coffin corner is based on kick accuracy, awareness. Ooh, Body McBotterson with
Ding
the pick
dang.
there.
Colby says once you hit it to 90 kick power, your punting just drops into coffin corners into 0, and Frost is going to score again.
I see. Yeah, I'll look into the punting logic there. What I was about to say is, wow, look at that kick. That looks a lot better.
That's really nice.
Finn is a really good kicker.
Do you guys think Colby might be able to hit the whale this season?
Ooh. Who are the Hammerheads playing? They're playing the Wallabies?
I think so.
All right, we'll put in the Boston Stadium so you can go for the whale. Mordecai.
You've already hit the whale, but can you hit the whale on extra points?
Ooh.
That's the real question I want. I want to know.
And we're going into the 4th quarter. Down by 21. Do we want fours and chat or should we wait?
No. The power is still the same, but there's been a kicking logic change. There's been some alterations there. Wonder if it'll affect it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
My dreams exist, though. I hope he hits it.
I do too.
I could adjust that. I know exactly where to look in the code to
make it so you hit the little things.
Right now, I'll tell you guys. Right now, kick power on extra points is vastly reduced.
Oh.
So that way it doesn't kick it out of the stadium.
Makes sense.
If it wasn't, he might hit the Statue of Liberty back there.
Yeah. Oh,
that was a nice play.
It was a great play. It just fell apart with the drop. So I have a question about 20, and this is kind of it. Will we be able to identify which plays are drops and which are deflections a little better, or no? I'm just curious.
I would love to have a little more on the field feedback. There you go, Mac.
Mac.
I'd love to have a little. I'd love to have a little more on the field feedback about when it's a drop to make it more obvious. And I've thought about doing that in a couple different ways. Maybe adding a vector to the ball when it hits off a player's hands, maybe back towards the line of scrimmage or something like that. So it's clear when you see it that it's a drop. I haven't done any of that work yet.
Okay, I was just
One
curious.
thing that will be, yeah, one thing that will be available in 20 though is the log. So at least the announcers, you could have that open on a separate screen or something like that, and you'll be able to see, oh, that one was a drop, that was a broken tackle, and lots of other related stats about how long the play was and things like that.
Cool. So I have a question.
Oh gosh.
Oh
wow.
gosh, as coach is going to make the unaware players not notice him. Which is, Ty had a question about the scrambling quarterbacks. And so I guess here's my question. McBotterson with the pick.
Ding dang.
Love it. Which is, what is the logic that makes a quarterback scramble? Is there like any logic behind it, or?
There is some logic behind it. The quarterbacks, this is off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the code. But
I'm not expecting you to have the code memorized. Don't worry.
I mean, I've been here for almost 4 years, so a lot of it is in my head. The logic is based on, I think, quarterback awareness. There you go. Wow, we got a ball game here.
Got a ball game. It's down by 8 now.
All right, come on. It limps in. All right.
7-point game. Let's go.
It's on the Denver defense. Here we go.
I think it's based on quarterback awareness and how open the receivers are. So if the receivers don't come open in time, he will run. And I think the amount of time that he waits to find an open receiver before running is based on his awareness.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you see all these, I think these are, I don't know if these are body McBottersons in the backfield there or whatnot, but I think that reaction time is also based on awareness.
Oh,
but it makes it look really, really bad.
We know it's based on awareness. These are all rookies.
To every defender more to a greater or lesser extent, though.
At this point, it is a trial, but it is a rite of passage for all defensive players who are just starting out to get blown by a receiver.
Oh God! Late season 1, or even all the way through season 2, running backs just running by the entire backfield doing that.
I wonder what Deepest Jimbo is up to. Oh, there he goes.
So is it just a matter of not putting? Is it just not putting points into awareness? Is that what's happening?
So it's kind of the weird trade-off of you can put it into awareness or you can put it into speed. If you put it into awareness, you can notice them passing you by but not be able to stop them. And if you put it into speed, you can stop them if they pass you by, but you won't be able to notice them.
Credit to the aliens actually properly running clock.
Oh, yeah, no, so that's something that I noticed. Once we put delay of game penalties back in, the AI started to do that again.
We didn't have delay of game penalties?
No, because I would be like testing things and just seeing how things worked.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't put it on because I didn't think it was related.
Now, time for speech.
You ready, Phil?
I agree with Alaska there. Why did we take a timeout, and why did you throw on that 3rd and 10 there at the end?
Those are both great questions.
Yeah, I'll take note.
No, it's alt.
You ready?
All right. Rushing. Receiving. Defense. Scroll. Kicking. Switch. Defense. Scroll. Receiving. Rushing. Passing.
And that's it. What a game. What a way to kick off the season. 12 rushing yards for the Dragons. They were outplayed.
Credit to the Dragons, though, for managing to get their offense rolling.
They really did show up.
For that to some long-term success this season.
Phil, is game 2 the Hammerheads and the Wallabies?
Oh, I will check announcements. Game 2 is the Wallabies head to Madagascar to play the Hammerheads. Do you think the Wallabies can really realistically look at a second perfect season?
I mean, look, anything's possible.
In the
No
famous
way.
words of Kevin Garnett, anything's possible.
Yeah, these uniforms are different enough. We'll go with it. Yeah.
I'm perpetually unable to find
Dave supporting the Wallabies as usual.
the in-game.
Them bees.
stats.
Danny is our holdout.
There we go. It's in-game data.
Do you guys ever play at the Harbor? I don't think I've seen a
Oh, yeah.
Bluefield game.
So we've given them all default SCFSL fields, so we do play at the Harbor. But that said, the Wallabies default field is blue.
Oh, I see.
It's clear and no wins, right?
Sorry, I'm uploading the screenshots.
Ah, no, never mind then. Forget I said anything.
See, that field thing was another one of those players asked for it. That was another person, Jason Banning, in the Axis Discord, who said, "Hey, I really like a college mode, but the hash marks aren't right." And I said, "Oh, I think it'll take me like 20 minutes to allow for custom fields." And that's when that happened. So I'm glad you guys are getting used out of that too.
Oh
We've
yeah,
got
Zelly has been the biggest about that. The new Flamingos field this season looks amazing.
Oh, good. Is it bright pink?
It is not, but it does pop,
Oh, that is a nice end zone.
right? Yato in our branding team made that. He also made the new jerseys, which I do love.
All right, everybody. How many tones of blue do you see there? Let's figure out how our blue tone vision is.
Yikes.
Apache, open top.
And a duck. He just did not want that ball.
He threw. You know what? He threw it too high.
As a Jets fan, one of my favorite plays was actually by the Dolphins as Kellen Ballage decided to duck rather than receive a ball. He is the new Jets running back. I am so disappointed in this team. And Apache is stopped. Meaning they 3 and out.
Wow. Hammerhead's back with their core of D linemen, actually putting a lot of pressure on the Wallabies.
As
Wow.
Lake
Look at
Ironside
that
so
guy.
slow.
Well, didn't the Jets' main running back get injured already?
Yeah, but like he was signed before that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys a question. Do the players always get better over the course of the season because TPE gets spent?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what will
Okay,
happen is let's say you have a contract of 10 TPE, you'll get 10 at the end of every game.
Ooh.
And then
And
you
we
up
update on Sundays, so
and we update on Sundays. So you'll have 30 plus your activity check to spend.
Okay. So at the beginning of the season, we will see some pretty bad play from safeties and from, you saw the punt returner there.
Yes.
But it'll get fixed as we go along.
Generally, we did make a change to make rookies do a little bit better,
Mhm.
and that was we prepay half of their rookie contract.
Definitely, Chess, I definitely updated you. I put in the new depth chart so I can confirm.
Oh,
Phil
Apache's-
and Dave both saw me.
We did. I wasn't paying attention to see if he was doing it right, but he did definitely do stuff.
Wait, Ironside was 18. Ah, I did that.
Austin McWaddle.
Alright, so I know what's going on with that one. Hold on, let me check something.
Do we have to restart?
No,
Pressing with a pass up the line barely gets tackled.
but I want to check something.
You're so ready for this. So good.
Have we missed some things? I saw Casey Colby says.
No, it's not you didn't
Group
miss. It's
chat.
something I
What was he-
missed.
Blue Dragon, game 1 ended 28-21 with the Aliens winning. The Dragons managed to pull some last-minute high-level offense, but ultimately weren't able to win the game because the Aliens properly ran out the clock.
So it was one player I screwed up.
You mean his speed shouldn't have been 18?
Well, you spend 118 TPE, so it took the left too, because it does have fractions. So
Mm.
Oh no. This is what you get for spending all in one stat.
we're not resimming because it's not a game-breaking thing, but it is fixed for next time.
It was just having a slow start. I'm
Yeah.
not get worried.
I'm getting fights for this. We're early in the game. Are you guys okay with the resim?
Not much happened.
All right, we'll do it.
Troy Pressing's going to be upset because he had a nice a nice play. But, you know, Wallabies will get to make up for that first drive.
Watch the Wallabies score on the first drive, and I'm just gonna laugh. And Dave gets to see all the inner machinations of how they do this.
Fun.
And I have to exit and restart the game. Because for some weird reason, Axis doesn't like it when I mess with a roster while it's open. I don't know why.
There's probably some file read locks on Windows.
Probably.
I do know that we only read in the mods at the beginning of, or at the startup of the game too.
Yeah, so. Help if I actually put it in the right order.
I think you could have, although I'd have to test this. I think you could have also gone into the player editor.
Player
and then
editor sometimes
edited.
freezes on me, so I figured it was just easier just to edit in the roster.csv.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm going to put them in the brown, though, just so
Next
the white pops.
What's the...
All right,
the-
Dave.
Oh.
You've picked
You know
Colby.
what?
How do you feel?
Dave believes.
Well, I feel that 18 turning to an 86 would be a big game changer.
Fair enough.
Old Ironsides. It's a beautiful end zone. I've never
It is.
seen that many colors of blue.
The branding, I'll be honest, the more our branding team does, the more they do circles around me. The Bears retro jerseys, which we're going to see tonight, and the Flamingos blackout jerseys, which Zelly made and look beautiful, both of them just freaking are amazing.
Oh,
What a play!
Oh,
great spin by Butt Stuff. Too bad he got it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And McWaddle is going to make up for that.
Yeah, you got a 3-on-1 going the opposite way there. Usually it's 3 defenders.
And Apache is tackled, but since it was a broken up... Oh, no, that one actually went backwards.
Oh, right. So you had asked about that earlier. That one is really perplexing. I'm really not sure. You can kind of see the player circle, and here we're going to have a punt.
It's going to go into the end
thing
zone.
that happened the first time, which is
Ooh,
is
no.
good to see.
Did it coffin?
Maybe.
was it?
Yes!
Look at that.
Wow.
See that, Colby? That's why he's the best kicker in the league.
And it's a fumble.
Oh, what a
Yosef
fumble.
picks it up, though.
That's one of the new logic changes as well, where the offense won't get as informed of the fumble as early if it's behind the line of scrimmage. So
Look,
that
Rabbit,
was really lucky by the offense.
Look, Rabbit, it's a new season.
New season.
New season, new precedents on small.
It's also a new year, just in case you're all curious. It is now the year of 5781. I'll be honest, I have screwed up my checks at least twice.
What?
No one gets that
What?
joke except
Oh.
for Mongoose. And Jalen
Wide
Smith's
open.
gone.
Well, you know what? This is why Dave predicted that the Hammerheads would win.
Mongoose did appreciate my joke. Thank you. It's a Rosh Hashanah joke, because Rosh Hashanah was this weekend. So it's a new year in the Jewish calendar.
Oh.
I have to admit, when you mentioned it, I had to look up what that was, but I learned.
Yeah, see, learn something new.
Yeah.
Pachi back to pass, has a wide open Octavian McWaddle.
You know, I see his name so often because it's such a big name.
It's a great name. We actually should really do it the justice and add in the third at the end, because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
That's the end of first quarter. Madagascar is leading.
All right, Madagascar, it's time to kill the clock for the rest of the game.
You know, that's kind of actually not the strategy I'd employ against the Wallabies.
What, you mean you're not the kind of guy to put in your defensive subs in the 5th inning up 1 run?
No. And against this Wallabies team that is just so potent on offense, they can score at any point. You want to break out as much as humanly possible. Because otherwise they'll
Hey,
do
one-
exactly like this.
McBotterson, did he do it?
No.
No, he didn't. He didn't get the first down. Apache under huge pressure, hit behind the line, puts them right back where they started.
And Zika's going to get him.
Put
The
Patterson at wide receiver 1.
Touchdown, McWaddle the third. Octavian McWaddle the third. Or play.
Meat wad. Right down the middle as expected.
I believe the quote is the best kicker in the league.
That's what I hear.
Everyone keeps telling me he's the best, so I believe it.
So, Dave, one thing I have noticed is that there are upsets that do happen, but when you are the lone standout, you tend to be wrong.
Mm.
No, it's
Okay.
like, it's weird. It's not like when like Danny is the lone standout, it's but like when you're the lone standout, it never seems to happen.
Hey, what can I say? I program for a living, not watch football.
That's fair. And they're gonna force a punt.
One thing I have been wondering about that maybe you guys could give some feedback on is the balance between running back number 1 and running back number 2. And it seems like most teams, the first running back gets, 80% of the carries. And would that be something you guys would be interested in
Yeah,
having either a slider or a change of some kind?
I think definitely having a more of a running back two use would be interesting. And definitely something I think we'd want to see. Generally, I'd say it's about 90% running back one, as butt stuff is wide open. Um, that said, as I told you before we started, I think we'd have to probably implement the slider in season 6 rather than season 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that would be something that's not too much work to implement.
Nice.
Yeah. About running quarterbacks, I see a question that I can't see who asked it, but I'm not sure how much effort that would be. Um, I definitely could put some logic in there that if your quarterback speed is a certain level, you might have a tendency to run more. But there are running quarterbacks in the NFL that don't really run that much, but they can. Like Andrew Luck comes to mind. And I know he's pretty fast, but
Russell Wilson.
primarily.
Isn't Andrew Luck also retired?
Yeah, Andrew Luck got injured for running so much.
True. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to make it just based on attributes.
Totally get that.
Necessarily. So it's a little bit of a challenge to try to figure out where that balance is.
Yeah. I mean, it's making that complicated decision making would probably be really difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you'll get people from both sides, right? People that say, like, I really want my quarterback to be a rushing quarterback. And then if I make some changes, then, it's tough for people that are like, why is my quarterback running all the time? So I tend to, in those situations, default to, all right, here's some controls. You figure it out.
McBotterson! Yeah!
You love to see McBotterson plays.
he never becomes irrelevant, no matter how good the league gets.
And not only the half.
Wallabies up 7 points going into halftime. Are we excited? Do we think the Hammerheads can still win this, Yada?
I mean, the Hammerheads are still in the game.
Shout out there to whoever pointed out Chubb and Hunt and the Browns. Big Browns fan here.
It is why you are on the Axis Cleveland team, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. As a mediocre linebacker, I think. I know Danny made himself a superstar wide receiver, but I didn't want to impact the game too much.
Fair enough. I mean, look, how much of a superstar are we talking? Like on a scale of William Slayton to Bonnie McBotterson?
I think he's a Kevin Frost level wide receiver.
So dang good.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen Slayton do anything this game?
I haven't seen Slayton yet.
Proustis has
as the bottom tier wide receiver.
Yo, I love that Scorp just... Proustis avoids a sack, finds Yosef, but they get out of bounds.
Yosef just didn't want to get tackled. Oh no! Jumps right into the teeth of the defense.
Go-Kart Mozart was there. He was checking out the weather. And it was safe to go outside.
Oh god. Oh well, just loses hold of him.
But because of the kicking logic, Colby's going to go for it. Here's your kicker. And it's good!
I think his effective range might be like 70 yards.
I'll tell you guys, I think it goes all the way to the 48 or the 50 maybe. It's far.
Wow.
My new play calling strategy.
Now, the accuracy, I think I mentioned in one of the chats that the accuracy is still going to be about 5%, even if you're at 99.
Yep.
But that will get lower as the further away you are.
Right.
So you could go for a 48 or a 50, but it still might not be a made kick.
Madagascar needs to stop here as pressing is stopped. Okay, they're going to go into the fourth quarter with the ball.
It doesn't feel like it should be this close of a game.
You know, I like the new runoff. It makes these games exciting. Can we get 4s in chat, please?
We need a 4 emote.
All right, I'll get a 4 emote. It's just the number 4.
It's just the number 4 in large Comic Sans, no border.
And the Hammerheads did come up with a good playbook.
If there's anything I trust the Hammerheads to do, it's make plays. Chess asking if they can resim if they lose.
No.
I love that people are loving the playbooks. I'm really happy about that.
They're a big hit.
Yado, you said you're.
And Yosef is gone! The Hammerheads are going to take the lead!
Rocket Man who?
And are going for 2.
Going for it.
Okay, explain to me this logic.
I'm not sure about that logic there.
Because
I guess
we've seen that a few times in the preseason. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because now they're down by...
You don't understand. They know that the Wallabies have meat wad, so they know that no matter what they do, unless it's an interception, he's going to make a field goal. So they wanted to win the game there.
He'll make it from the 50.
He'd make it from, like, his own...
He'll make it from here.
He'd make it from his own end zone. Apache is all the time in the world and an open target.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's kind of weird logic there.
They get the hit on Apache on the handoff.
But because it's a running play, it's not recorded as a loss.
It happens again.
They would have lost like 20 yards here.
Yeah, what I was starting to say about that is you can see the player circled sort of stays in the same spot. So I'm wondering if there's an animation that's running there or something.
I mean, is this field goal? Oh, they're going. For
They're
it.
going for it. No,
I
because
would've
they're in the
thought-
2-minute warning. The AI will never go for the field goal. And this is a
Wow.
hole that's coming back.
Holding. You know what? But I mean, like, Meatwad would make it.
But no, so that's actually another question about the AI logic that I have for you, Dave, which is if you're down,
That's actually gone.
that's gone.
Oh no!
No.
He didn't catch it in stride.
Waddle's taking this game over.
Pressing gets hit from behind.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Troy pressing because they've. It's been a pretty close game. There hasn't been a lot of running.
First down. Do the Wallabies try and run the clock here, knowing that they can go up?
No. They're going to try and score as fast as humanly possible as pressing is in. Good news, they're not going to lose by a field goal. So I guess the logic is if you go for the 2-point, then you're only down by a field goal to tie, which is weird logic, but okay. But then here's part 2 of the logic problem, which is they're never going to go for a field goal in this situation, even if they were down by 3.
If I know anything about the AI, it's that they don't think ties exist.
No, they don't. And with a minute left and 1 timeout that they are never going to burn.
Pitch to Picard. First down.
So it's all on this drive, basically.
I believe. Kraustis is good.
As Kraustis gets sacked. Phil, you're just pure ability for this.
You know what? I think the Hammerheads can still win this.
I think they can if they don't stop running it.
Yo, hey, what's up with their playbook?
I don't know, but they should really throw this ball because they have 10 seconds left.
Should have really used a timeout at some point.
And a pick is going to end this game.
Oh my god! Come on!
You
Yes!
just... Nope, that's it.
Oh no!
And the Wallabies have won tonight. What a game, though.
Alright, let's go to stats here.
Feels like there are more sacks than 5. That's crazy.
I think it's
It was
because
big.
I think it's because the pace of the game is so much faster that the relative number of plays to sacks feels a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Go to rushing.
Sorry. We're just looking at the play count.
Receiving. Defense. Notice there was a wide receiver with a rushing play there, by the way.
I did. I like the end around.
Scroll. Is that part of Yato's master plan?
I don't think so.
Switch. Defense. Scroll. Receiving. Rushing.
McWaddle took it over.
He really did. Apache, perfect on the night.
He
Wow.
did not miss a throw. Is that the first real perfect night we've had?
That's the first perfect game we have seen.
That's beautiful. I'm glad Apache did it. Of all the quarterbacks in the league, I think he deserves it the most.
I mean, he's a good quarterback. All right, game 3. We are in the Wallabelt battle. Bears and Rush.
All right. You know what? I believe in the Bears. I think the Bears have a chance to go up in the first half and then lose.
And the Bears have requested a specific uniform for tonight, which is their retros, which is an homage to the Dallas Star retro uniforms.
I haven't really been watching the circles at the bottom there. Do you guys have a team that's solely defense based?
No.
It
Or is
used
it
to be the Rush.
The Aztecs were pretty close, but the meta of the league really early was very heavy offense, and it only shifted to be about equal parts defense. So we're still an offense-oriented league at the moment.
Yeah, I'd love to help the defense out a lot more. It seems like it's sort of an offensive game right now. Access football, that is.
I mean,
But
isn't that kind of true in the NFL as well?
Not in
that
the
is true.
same way, though. Like, I think, Dave, you'll agree with this assessment that speed is just the power stat, and as a result, you can just have super fast wide receivers and call it a day.
Yeah, yeah, and the coverage is not very good in 2019. I wish I could make it better. Danny made some changes in 2020 to make it a lot more better on, especially on deep zones. But the changes aren't minimal. Like they would take a lot of rework for me to get them backported from 2020 to 2019.
Of course, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
As I conspire with the GM of the Flamingos to prep for the swap to 2020.
We're stopping 2020 after this season.
Wow, 45 viewers. That's amazing.
Yes!
That's the most we've
That's
ever
the most we've ever had. I love it. I think you're a big draw, Dave.
I like being here, so I'll definitely be back.
Excellent.
had. We'd love to have you every
I'm going to
night.
give you a commentator role so you can just sign up for the booth.
Well, you know, it's nice to have a celebrity here. Was that a drop or a coverage?
I think that was a drop. He was in front of the ball.
Yeah. But was his circle in front of the ball?
I don't know. Matt Johnson, is he a rookie? No, he is a sophomore player. He's a sophomore, right?
Nice job from the running back to go cover that and block the guy.
Yeah. Johnson has protection.
Wait,
And he's got Tebow.
did two receivers just run into each other?
We still have seen that a bit, but not in the same way, as he's got a wide open Tebow.
Oh, not caught in stride, though. Awkward. Probably had to hop for that. Got hit hard.
Yeah, that's quarterback accuracy for you. You'll hit more in stride with a higher accuracy.
That's how you get your receivers killed.
Okay, so I've got a question about a quarterback stat since you brought that up, which is there's a prevailing theory here, which is that the throw power is actually a detriment to quarterbacks.
Interesting. I don't believe so. I think that I'd have to check the code. But I believe that accuracy is going to be one of your better stats for actually getting the ball to your receiver. I think what you're saying there is that throw power, you'll overthrow the receiver. Is that right?
It's kind of...
I believe it's an extension of if your receiver is too slow, they can't get to the spot the quarterback's assuming they'll get to.
Oh, interesting. I'd have to check. That's an interesting theory. I'd have to check about the logic in relation to where the ball gets thrown based on where the receiver is and which direction they're facing.
Scorpus just said Apache has been the best QB. Scorp, we're on a sample size of one game. And not even everyone has played.
Nope. Season's over, guys. That's it.
Season's over. The
there you go, Iro.
Iro gets a good block and gets some great yardage there on a 3rd and 7.
It's great to see the offense actually get to be productive.
And they're going to give it to Arcana.
Ooh.
Oh, double sidestep.
One thing I'm really excited about for you guys for 2020 is to be able to see the yards after in that log. Ooh. I really want to get that added to an actual stat in the game. It's easy to calculate, and I've actually done it in the log, but I just need to show it on the screen now.
Yeah, that would be very exciting. It would add another layer to our commentary, even if we look away and miss the play.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've always made assumptions about some quarterbacks who get lots of yards in some games and off of high-level receivers who break a tackle and just go 20 more yards.
And it's a safety. The rush, Sac City is gone and the safeties still exist. Oh, so I have a question, actually. This is something Colby brought up, I believe, which is, or maybe it was Zelly. Why is it that when a safety happens, it's a kickoff and not a punt?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Oh, Jamiracle gets hit. He's missed some mingos.
It's probably because we'd have to have a brand new formation where you still line up in the kickoff formation, but then you punt.
Ah,
Um,
okay. I was curious about
would
that.
would be my guess, but I'll mark it down.
Oh, Zelly says until we get it, Dave, exportable stats log, please. I'm gonna echo that. Like, I can be perfectly honest. That is the top thing on my wish list.
Yeah, I I that's been on my list for quite a while, and it's definitely something I want to prioritize. Exporting everything, and one thing I'd really, really like to get before 2020 is released, but I'm not sure it's going to happen, is export franchise rosters so that you can import them into 2020 and people don't lose their 10 or
Ooh,
15 or 20-year franchises. But I don't know. I'll have to see if I can get it in.
that's fair.
We're already doing a lot of the builds for wow, big rush there.
Huge. Well, yeah, they are the rush.
We're already doing a lot of the builds for 2020, but that's not to say it couldn't come in a patch. But in particular, that's one thing that I'd love to have on day one because of the export import uh, process or ability.
Yep. I also know James would appreciate the exportable file because of the Axis League.
Oh, who's that?
James
Oh, fumble.
on the
Good
Axis
job.
team.
Oh, right, yeah.
He gets the first down off of that play.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was almost like a handoff that went bad.
That's kind of one thing that we also have noticed, and something that you said you fixed for 2020 is the animation. Was that basically it kind of felt like in 19 as Akana just does what Akana does. Akana's having a really good game thus far, 7.6
Wow,
yards per
over
carry,
Oh
and
my
he's in.
God.
and more.
He
Wow,
can't be tackled.
He is a
this break
shifty
tackle
guy.
Fumble
be
meaning he
really high.
dropped the ball into the running back's
We
arms.
consider it a ground lateral.
Do you know what the break tackle on Akana is?
99.
It's 99. If I were a betting
Uh,
man.
He's a high level running back. It's 99.
And also, the Bears are, much like the Dragons, a very young team.
hmm.
Bears front seven isn't great. Thanks, Colby.
But I do like this uniform contrast, I won't lie.
It's breath mints versus like beef jerky.
Love to see it.
Oh, TLK, you were asking about something about an animation.
Yeah, no, I know that you said in 20 the animation for fumbles are changing because
Oh,
like
right.
they're actually scooping to pick it up as opposed to here where it's just a lateral. Because what we've generally noticed is in the fumbles that have happened as a pick by the Sanch.
Ding dang.
Wait, is Sancho DB now?
He has switched to DB, yes.
Wow.
After I mean, so one thing that probably the Rush did notice was that despite their killer defensive line, it wasn't resulting in wins.
I mean, look, that's an extension of my theory that sacks were an overrated stat, just like rebounds.
Sacks absolutely are an overrated stat. I think they're an important stat, but I think within our system, and I think Dave will agree with this assessment, which is in regular football, sacks mean a lot. They screw up momentum, they make for long yardage situations. But in this game where you can throw deep bombs to just about any single wide receiver on any single team, the long yardage 3rd and 18 isn't really a factor.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. And that goes back to the coverage that we were talking about, where if we
Uh,
had better dime coverage, then we'd see a lot fewer of those conversions on 3rd and 18.
yeah. Joey Cool wants to know if he's in there. Yes, he is. It just doesn't mean that he's necessarily been targeted or thrown to, but yes, he is.
Tebow is very slow.
I was halfway through explaining the fumble issues. That's usually how it goes.
But 3 times we were halfway through it. So one more time.
So basically in 19, and you noticed this earlier, was that when you fumble, it always seems to be the same team that picks it up, regardless of who fumbles, and generally when it's a running back who fumbles, it is almost always. I haven't necessarily noticed that in 20, but it is something I think that changed because of the animations. Yeah, if a quarterback fumbles, then the defense sometimes recovers if it's on a sack.
There's two things with that. Yes, you're right that the animations will help that a lot in 2020, and also the change that I was talking about earlier this game or earlier this stream, where the offense won't get notified as early as the defense that a fumble has occurred, because in
Ah,
a real life situation they will be looking forward as McBotterson rumbles forward for the first there.
you love to see it.
But the defense in real life will be looking at the quarterback or at the ball, so they will innately have a better opportunity to get the fumble. So I felt like it made sense to put the offense at a disadvantage for getting fumbles behind the line of scrimmage, which is a change that is live right now in 2019 and will be in 2020 as well.
And a great pick by DeLance Sharp.
Ding dang. Ding dang. Beautiful play.
How many games in are we, Libertine? This is game 3. The Aztecs have not played yet.
Who do you think are the favorites going into this season? Oh my god.
And that was the point. Okay, so what's going on there, Dave? Because it looked like Matthew Johnson just got winded.
No, wait. Okay, wait. Do you want to hear what my hypothesis is before you explain it?
It's gonna be better than what I have
here's
because I
what
don't
I
know.
think. I think that his circle got stuck in another player's circle and he couldn't move.
The circles don't have colliders on them, so I will veto that theory.
All right, we've quashed one theory. But we saw it actually, I think, in a preseason game as well on a run, and the player just decided that they were winded and just stopped. And I'm curious as to what's going on there.
So, all right, I will guess. So he was the quarterback. He had the ball. He fumbled, and then he picked it up. And my guess is there's no notification for him to now run forward. When a rusher, somebody who's rushing the ball, gets it, he gets notified immediately. Run forward, run towards the end zone. But there might be something with a player gaining control of the ball twice in one play where he's not. I don't know. I'd have to look that one up.
All right, I
That
was
certainly
curious.
seems more likely than my idea.
The old stuck circle idea.
Yeah. The real play I want to explain is Snow Angels.
We've seen that once, and I have no idea. As Dexter Jackson is going to torch his man for a great touchdown.
I don't know what the Snow Angels is.
The Snow Angels was when Rocket Man was a quarterback to end the season. He got sacked, and the play for the last minute and a half just didn't end. He was just making Snow Angels on the ground.
He kept rolling away. There was another player. The other players were doing weird things too.
Okay,
But it
so
was-
usually, right?
But it was like
usually,
he got tackled, but but the refs didn't call him as like down, and he didn't get up.
yeah. Okay, so usually when that kind of thing, wow, ding dang
Donovan
there.
Graham.
Usually when that kind of thing happens, you've run into some kind of exception where the player had a null reference exception, something didn't get set right, or somebody didn't have a stat right, and I tried to access it, something like that, and the game actually broke there. But the clock part of it did not break. So the part that broke was the part that stopped the long field goal here.
Okay, come on.
Okay, Dave, can you walk me through this logic right here, right now?
What happened there?
So they were going for the field goal, and then in 2-minute warning, they decide they're going to punt it?
Interesting.
You know what? That was just a really bad miss on the field goal, guys.
As Leo Thompson is going to score, and they're going for 2, which will make them 11. Ooh,
Face mask.
there's a face mask. And they're going for 2 again.
Right, come on, QB sneak. I believe.
I don't think QB sneak is in there.
Only because the GM's a coward.
And Kobiakawa gets it. But now they're down by 11. It doesn't make any sense to me.
That's a
maybe
field goal and a 8-point play. It's a two score game. I don't know.
Well, if we see an onside kick, the Bears could maybe do it,
I don't think we've ever seen an onside kick recovered.
but we might.
Oh, that's something I really want to work on. Is lower the receiving or the catching ability for onsides. Just like we were talking about earlier, that the kicking for PATs is artificially lowered so it doesn't go out of the end zone. I want to lower the receive or the catching on onside kicks so more of them will be bobbled.
Ooh.
That you know what? I'm all for that.
And this one's going to be a offside, so they're going to get a free play, but they're going to decline it. No, I'm wrong. It's a hold. Can never guess penalties right.
Last season, you said you were the penalty master.
Yeah, well, you also said that at one point you'll know when a home run's happening to get out of the park, and then we got burned for a home run. And they're gonna wait on this. I like it. Bears are not gonna probably have enough time to score, get an onside kick, and score again.
I love how they turn with the ball when it passes them.
You know, they've got the awareness to watch it.
With low awareness, the sun's in their eyes, so they can't tell.
That should be intentional grounding there.
So I don't think intentional grounding is a penalty.
It is, but it's only called on player-controlled characters.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, there's a button to throw the ball away if you use controller, and if you're not outside of the pocket, that'll get called.
All right, let's go through stats quickly and get to the next game. Next. Scroll. Next. Switch. Next. Scroll. Next. Done. Jamiracle with an absolutely fantastic game.
He only threw it 10 times, but yeah, he didn't need to throw much. When he did, it worked.
Well, you know what? When you trust your team, you only have to make it work 30%. They'll do the rest of it.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah. Killa Skrilla, I do agree that real life kicking team rarely recovers, but it does feel like in Axis, it's just not even possible. So I just like to bump that number up a little bit.
I've watched too much of the Pat McAfee show to believe that it shouldn't be possible.
What's that?
Pat McAfee was a famous...
Oh, Pat McAfee. Oh, yeah. For the Colts?
Maybe? Yeah, he played for the Colts.
Okay.
And he does like a radio show.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, man. Them pretzels. Were they always, when they were the Coyotes, were they always 69-71 level?
Not at the start of their careers, but definitely at the end of their tenure.
To be honest, I think they've been at the same level their whole time existing.
You know, that speaks volumes for the first 2 seasons and also really bad for the last few.
I'm curious. I mean, I'm interested to know, like, you know, if it is possible for these teams to turn around, you know?
They definitely can.
A huge part of it, which was one of the things I was quite poor at as a GM, is building up a strong locker room is a huge element in player retention. And in a league where at most you can do 2-season contracts, player retention is the most important thing to build long-term success. If you're bad and if you are a losing team, it's hard to keep players there without overpaying them.
When you say locker room, do you mean the actual personal relationships with the people in the Discord?
Yeah. So every team has their own Discord as well, which is their locker room.
I see.
Yeah, and they tend to be quite active communities.
Interesting. I'm excited. I think next year I'm gonna roll a player and try to figure it all out.
Awesome.
It's still a big mystery to me, but it's
It's
pretty cool. It's something I obviously enjoy watching. I think I'd enjoy participating in too.
so the Dive for Dave campaign has begun.
Zeller, take this first
Well,
overall pick. I don't care what you have to send them. Send them me
I-
if you have to.
I will, if I can, maybe participate anonymously if TOK that's a possibility.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll come up
Okay.
with a plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I
There'll be
think the
theories.
Dive for Dave campaign might be a challenge.
There'll be theories about, is this player Dave? Is that player Dave?
Oh man,
Who's Dave this
Did
year?
Dave actually just TLK's multi?
as Quattro
Wow.
Quattro, the people's running back,
That is some good downfield blocking.
it really is. I will say this: you were asking about a purely defensive team. I think the team
Mhm.
that's probably closest to pure defense is the Aztecs.
Mm.
Every time I see the Pretzels end zone, I think that it's actually just like watermarks. For those lines are just watermarks.
I like
It's sort
them.
of it's sort of got a Cuphead feel to me. Like, I don't know why, but it's kind of blurry a little bit, and it's got that like wavy text.
Yeah, it looks like the Pretzels logo and stuff, branding all look like a shop from the 80s. It's like, here's our pretzel stand.
There's always money in the pretzel stand, Phil.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fun show.
Pretzels are big business.
So Colby, I think you're right that the TPE for Snackback and Quattro Quattro are definitely high. I think, and this is kind of where you'd agree with me though, which is the TPE for the defense for the entirety of the Aztecs defensive backcourt is just that much higher though.
I thought the logo of the Twisters was going to be a tornado. Thank you, King Snail.
Can I get a Let's Go Pretzels? I will do it. Let's go Pretzels.
Let's go Pretzels. Yo, I gotta support the Pretzels. My boy Max is their GM.
Mongoose, what do you mean, what's up with the playbook? The custom playbook is in.
Yeah, that's one thing about the play log. You guys will be able to see what play was called on both offense and defense,
Ooh.
and that'll be helpful for
That would be
commentating as well.
super helpful.
Do we get to custom name our plays?
I think it's just, well, it's formations. It's not the actual play. Otherwise, I just have the
Yeah.
TLK special, which is just everyone out is 5 deep. Hail Mary every
Man.
single play.
A play editor is in the works for probably 2021, but man, that is really going to open up.
Intercepted! Ding dang for King.
Jeff
You know
King
what?
with his first career interception.
If you give us a play editor, I'm going to talk to my GM and set up a Calvin Sava style play. Everyone's
man.
blocking except our best receiver.
That's what I'm saying. I think a play editor is really going to tear open the game in a way that I'm not sure I'm okay with.
You'll get some real good testing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people going like, this whole game's broken, and the only reason is because wow, here we are from the 50. Let's see about this.
Oh, he tried.
Yeah. Who kicked that one? Yeah.
It's yo, hey guys, it's high winds, dude.
High winds, dude.
The winds are blowing against him. Don't worry about it.
Takakura, yeah, the second weakest kicker. They're going for these 50s with him. I love it. It's
Wow.
gutsy. It's just instilling
Okay.
confidence early.
I gotta check on that, man. That is crazy.
Snack back. Quattro hit behind the line again. He dives forward to get a yard.
Mongoose, I am checking the playbook right now on my phone. So.
Yo, Colby is the hardest kicking kicker. He does have the speed, because speed makes it go further.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Mongoose. I'll definitely check and we'll figure it out. Jamiracle Robinson is asking for quarterback designed runs once again.
I think the slider is going to be the easiest thing for me to do there, and I could help you out with that.
All right, fair enough.
You know
I
what?
think that's something that I could patch in the next patch.
He's sick of his teammates, man. Yo, wait. If you give us that slider and teams could potentially change it themselves, that would allow teams to basically run 3 running backs and no receivers.
Also, Colby points out Takakura had an 80 kicking power. So,
Oh.
The slider that I'm talking about there is the how often the quarterback will run slider.
gotcha.
Komodo height? Is that
Colby has an idea. I'm curious what it is. Which is make a slider for teams to set their max field goal attempt.
Oh
range.
my god. I also have access to Komodo height. I'm very quiet. Maybe I'm just not talking very loud.
Or maybe you're just not talking.
That's the other aspect of it. I'm kind of like leaning back, relaxing. I don't want to interrupt Dave too much when he's talking about like actual axis things. I mean, he's the main draw. He's the celebrity.
Right. We can do a regular Phil and I just guessing as to what's going on all the time.
Yeah. I believe that I can make some educated guesses. But
Mostly that the circles are in the circle space.
Yeah, you know what?
Circle stuck.
Yeah, the circles are stuck. If you've ever played HeroScape, you know what I mean.
I actually do know what you mean.
Yeah. My dad and I were talking about HeroScape again, and we were talking about actually like slightly altering models to like clip the tops of them off.
Yo.
Just to hide them. Snack back? More like sack.
Fuzzy Dotson, the fullback, is going to get that one for next nothing. Adam Walker is there to stop him.
He's stepped back so far there. Kong with the first down.
Great pickup by Kong. He's got 1 touchdown on the night.
Oh, handoff to Dotson.
With 10 seconds left, the Aztecs are calling a timeout and going for the field goal.
Why?
Flapjack's kick is good.
So I am interested in this slider idea for kickers, Colby. I am trying to think through all the repercussions of that, and maybe that would mean I'd roll back my changes about what it means to be in field goal range otherwise. But I'm thinking, because there's this thing talking about the run weight and the pass weight, about whether that should be in the team file or in the coach file. Because in franchise mode, you'll have a coach associated with your team as well. So I'll have to figure that out with the kick range as well for if we had a slider there, whether it would go on the team or on the coach, or one could override the other.
All right, I'm going to make a bold take right here. I don't think the Twisters offense is doing much.
You know what? I think that by the end of the game, the Twisters offense will be minus in both rushing and passing.
Oh, I think they're going to be positive in both by the end.
I love this Komodo hype. I really like it.
As Wily Weasel is going to get a good chunky yardage there.
Oh!
And Jet can't scramble. Brian Bode is there to sack him.
Colby has said field goal block can be called by a coach on non-field goal plays. Seriously? Oh, Jet! Wow.
And the Aztecs get the ball again. For some weird reason, I thought it was the Pretzels throwing.
It is the Pretzels.
Yeah, no, Pretzel's getting it. I don't know why. My mind just shorted out for a second as Quattro has daylight and is gone.
Cannot be hit.
Shh.
How do you even stop that man? He just won't. You think he'll stop? He just won't. He believes in his team, and he wants to push them forward.
No.
Who has the highest point differential right now?
In this new era of games? I think this is it.
You know what? Aztecs actually the best team in the league. Don't at me. That was actually the. You know what? That was actually the right play.
It just
To
didn't
not catch
execute.
that. No. It's not that he didn't execute. He realized that not catching the ball was the right play there. Because if he had caught it, they would have lost yards.
Do you think the AI is aware of that?
I believe he was. Not sure about everyone else.
So, Max, to answer your question, I don't think the Pretzels are a bad team. I just think the Aztecs are a really good team with a stifling defense.
How often do you guys have shutouts?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. And within the new... So, I'd always like to define this as a new era. This is the runoff era. So, this is our first one. Because we didn't have clock run out.
Mm-hmm.
And Mongoose brings up a good point. A lot of the twisters didn't update, which doesn't help.
We did have that 99-0 game that one time.
Oh God. You know what's funny about that, right? You know who was involved in that game? It was the Aztecs. They were on the 0 side.
Yep. And 98-0 the next season. Wasn't it the Mingos who did that? Didn't we do that to like the Dragons?
I want to say yes.
McQuaid
No, it was
gets a
the
big
Aztecs to the
yard
Dragons.
Oh, Aztecs did that to the Dragons, right?
The Aztecs have been involved in just about every single shutout.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're built for it.
And because it's fourth quarter, they're going to go for it.
These sacks are killer.
They really are.
Who's their O-lineman?
Their O-lineman is rookie Max Crazy.
Oh, God. Okay, it's a rookie OL. Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah. There's a few things that are definitely happening.
What did Max pay himself?
5 or 10.
Oh, God. As an OL?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm also a rookie OL. I'm getting paid 50.
Yeah, I know. Dave has a question for you, Max, which is, do you like pretzels? Oh, sorry. Max has a question for you, Dave, which is, do you like pretzels?
Do you like the pretzels?
I grew up on pretzels. Sourdough pretzels out of the box. No bag in the box.
Yeah.
Pretzels are my jam, man.
You know, they sell like these like little plastic buckets of pretzel balls.
Never had those.
Absolutely fantastic. Jet hit again.
The sacks just keep coming.
It's like a season 1. No, not season 1. Not season 1. My God, season 1 OL.
This is like last season OL versus the Rush.
Yeah.
You want to ask about defense?
Oh my God, Jet.
Jet is scrambling for his life.
Oh no! Oh my God, they can't stop anything.
This is just a massacre. I figured it'd be a little closer.
Oh God! Now they're doing it too. Did you know that I played wide receiver in season 1? Yeah, you did, Nikita, man. You did. Oh my God, laid flat.
And they're going for the field goal. I don't think he has the range on this either.
He got it.
He got it.
Bad hash and everything.
Dave
Man,
feels vindicated.
Hey. There's no more bad hash anymore.
Dave
That's
removed the
gone.
bad hash. Bad hash doesn't exist. I will say this. While the pretzels are getting slaughtered, they're losing in style. They have some really nice uniforms.
their uniforms are actually great. But, you know, maybe they're a little undercooked right now. Their center might be a little doughy.
That bad hash took me a long time to fix. I could not figure that out. I had to do a ton of testing.
What was wrong with it ultimately?
In short, the game was not taking hash into account. So even though it seemed like the left was the only hash affected, actually the right was affected too, but it just meant that more were made from the right than should have been.
Oh, okay. So basically kickers are all right-footed, so they So they pull it to the left. So if you're
Yes.
on the left, they wouldn't adjust their aim.
That's right. And
Oh.
not only that, but the holder puts it. Ooh, that
Is
one
there
might
a
be coming
holder?
back.
Yep.
Oh my God, Max!
It's the only. John
The
McKay
only
once
positive
said.
side.
Can we quick sim this? Oh, ding dang! Robinson gets the ball.
So the holder is also a little further to the left as well. So not only is there's no logic for left versus right hash, then the holder is even further left.
Okay.
Max, I will quick sim this in about
Wow.
25 seconds, give or
Max
take.
came back, and his first decision was to pay himself what he thought would make sense, but didn't know what the new meta was. That's pain. You should have asked me. I would have told him. Pay yourself 100.
I mean,
Isn't there
here's kind
a
of the
lot of
thing,
them?
though. The Twisters need to sign a lot of people.
You know, that's technically true.
No, it's absolutely true.
Well, yeah,
Can
but
I-
they're giving us more cap space.
Can I say Weasel for return man of the season so far?
Weasel's been having a great time on the returns.
Do you think we see a kickoff return this season?
I do.
Okay. Oh,
I was really excited to see
play.
one last season.
Oh my God! What a play!
What a play by Hambo McQuaid to end the season. Not the season, the game.
End the season.
Okay.
Now that's a bold
It's over.
call.
Phil, I want to talk about this for a second because not only have you made a prediction, you made a prediction that came true.
I was right. I was right. Oh,
Poor
we got
pretzels.
him.
You gotta spend money on the O line.
Oh my God.
Dave
Like
knows what
every
he's
bad
building.
team
He's
in the
building
NFL
OL.
right now, not spending money on their OL. Go to next. Oh my goodness. Next.
Mm.
Next.
You could tell it in the run game too.
Next. Switch. Next.
I really thought they had him when he kicked that 50-yarder at the beginning.
Next. 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 Done.
God, 16 sacks.
-3 passing yards. -21 passing yards. -3 rushing yards.
About 40% of all plays ended in a sack for the Twisters.
Oh my.
Hey, I'd like to point out real quick before you end the game, 25 rushing attempts versus 9 passing. Again, the team that's up is running the ball.
Yeah.
That's true. It helps that Quattro was really good as well.
Yeah. Well, that's how you build a winning team is defense and a good running back. Wear him down.
I don't think that's true.
I thought I could get away with it.
Max, I don't think you made a bad choice by signing yourself for 5. I really think that there's a difference between the Flamingos, where the Flamingos are at, and where the Twisters are at. The Twisters needed so many people that I think you just honestly taking the 5 was maybe it, and then
I think that would be true in a league where the contract was not TP.
that's fair.
You know,
Right.
yeah, we're not gonna let you get away with saying that when I believe you in particular have confirmed how endurance works to us.
That's true. All right, we're in Omaha to end the night, and Zelly has requested a specific uniform.
Which one is it?
These.
Oh God! Oh my goodness! We're rolling them out, boys. We're ready. I am excited.
Zelly has confirmed that the Mingos are diving for Dave.
Dave has. Oh, you're back. Welcome back.
Oh,
Yo, Dave.
Dave, walk us through your mindset here.
Yeah, why do you think we're going to win?
this is a real Dave fact. Flamingos have been my favorite animal since I don't know, since I've known. So I think they got a great mascot, and it's high winds, dude. I don't know.
I'm so ready. We have the real best kicker in the league. because he didn't update his minus TPE yet.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Okay.
I actually told Zelly to put in all the updates for all of the unregressed players on his team.
All right. And you know what? I think the Mingos have a lot of heart. They have a lot of grit. They're not quite as like strong as our minor league team, as our developmental team, the Shoe Bills. But they have a lot of things going for them. Well, it's confirmed, Dave, to the Mingos. Rip Burger has only been to half the Pro Bowls. That's only because of voter bias.
I won't lie, Zelly, I like these uniforms. I don't like the numbers. I'm going to have a struggle reading them.
Yo, Lemillion.
The $1,000,000 man.
He won't stop.
Big
he only
follows.
shows up to accept his contract and then he leaves again, but that's all right.
It works. As Strobel has Lemillion again. Is Lemillion gone? Someone's catching up to him? He is. And Flamingos draw first blood.
The Flamingos have been massively helped out by the fact that our quarterback actually came back from being inactive.
Yeah, that was quite a return, and I believe he actually posted in your locker room today too. So I know he's like even still around.
Yeah, he's around. It's been fantastic to have Strobel stay here. We love him. I love him. Skyfish, a great dude.
All right, so here's kind of the question for the Vipers, which is how well do they do in an Ozark-less offense?
Well, Mika Main's still there, so pretty alright.
Mika Main is actually their fullback.
You know, he'll still get carries. I believe him.
I mean, he did.
It depends on their playbook.
They actually are running a standard West Coast 3-4.
Pitch to Noble. Oh, he gets hit. I love when those blocks just fail. Oh, Noble again.
Wow. Big defensive play there from the linebacker.
The Flamingos do have a...
And Noble's third time's the charm.
Stick to that run game.
I'm going to say that the Flamingos have a relatively stout defense, but, you know, apparently not.
Ty wants to know if the hitting has gotten harder recently. I don't think so. I think it's just speed, and some people have been improving hit power.
I think why? I think the other thing is fewer tackles are getting broken.
Yes.
That is probably true in the backfield in particular.
Lemillion makes a strange decision there.
I was really hoping you were talking about the Flamingos defense containing a running back again. I was really excited for it.
So that's what I was about to say as it happened. Wow.
And Omaha gets a stop.
I think the Flamingos should run more passing plays.
I think so too. They have a really good wide receiver.
They're a real air-oriented team.
Killer Skrilla wants to know why do kick returners, as Noble's gone, always run out of bounds? Oh no, he's not. Run to the sidelines and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's something that I expressed to Danny that I wanted to get fixed in 2020, and he did make some changes there because there are a lot of yards left on the field. A lot of times you see another 10 or 15 yards ahead of him, and he'll run out. But I know Danny did make some changes in 2020. I haven't taken a look to see how easy those would be to port to 2019.
All right, it's time. That was just really nice.
And this penalty is going to come against net blocks for pass interference.
The Flamingos mind games them.
And Noble runs it in again.
Look at that DB just sitting in the back there.
How's those mind games working for you?
Oh, God. I think the Flamingos would play better if I just taped my mouth shut.
Do people put stats into discipline as well?
No.
This is not a stat we can invest in.
So I didn't put discipline in for a couple of
Oh.
reasons. So I did a couple of tests. And there's a theory that one of our head office members has, and actually it's a great question I want to see if you can confirm, which is you won't see necessarily the number of penalties decrease, but you'll see where the penalties happen where it decreases. Is kind of his theory.
What do you
So-
mean where the penalties?
So, like, you won't see as many times on back-to-back false starts, but you will still see. So, if I'm trying to figure out the way he put it.
Oh, the time in the game, you mean?
Yeah.
Touchdown to Mendez.
Wow.
But I haven't
Mingo's
tested that enough to run with it.
possibly tied it up. Well, I will tell you this. Well, let's see. There's an overall slider for penalties, which you know about.
Yep.
And that has an impact, but discipline also has an impact about penalties being called. If you had a team of 99 disciplined people, you'd see a lot fewer penalties called.
So in my test, it didn't happen. That was kind of the weird part.
Really?
Really. Which is why I didn't throw it back in. Because overall, the 99 discipline versus the 55s and 99s versus the 10s, penalty rate was about the same. It was about 1 or 2 different, but overall, didn't really change much.
Maybe
Intercepted by Warner. Ding dang.
I'll look into it, TLK, and I'll get back to you. I do know I was the one who implemented the penalties, and sorry for all the bugs in the penalties, as the million's going to take it the rest of the way here. But I did put discipline into it as I thought a pretty major factor, but maybe it just needs to be tweaked a little more so that way discipline lowers the amount of penalties as you get towards the top end. I know that it definitely increases the number of penalties as you're near the bottom, like about 50 to 60 range.
Yep.
But maybe it's that top part that's not getting lowered.
Interesting. Yeah. Let me know, and I'll just throw it in, because I can throw it into the Excel fairly easily. He says, crying himself to sleep.
Perfect.
It's only 200.
Exactly how we want our commissioner.
It's only 200 players I have to edit an entire each update page for.
First down to Anthony. Oh!
The other option.
Oh, what a play!
What a play. The other option, which saying Breeze had, which is tie discipline to how long you've been in the league. Which is actually an interesting idea.
That could heavily advantage some regression players in some situations.
Yeah. I still like the John McKay strategy.
Schiffer sacked! 2nd and goal.
Ryuji Azaguo with that one. And we're at 21-21 with, well, 2021. Steptoe's got to make it first. Red Arrow with his...
2021? My goodness, that's next year.
It is. Now it's 21-21. It's 4 points on each shy of a Zabar and Evans song.
21-21, my goodness, that's next century.
So one thing I've noticed is that we've only seen one time where the field goal hit the bar. And maybe that's because your kickers are either really accurate or not really accurate. It seems we seem to have both sides.
Yes.
Because you can consistently get kickers up to those 99s in accuracy and power. We have a lot of teams with good kickers have in that 90s range on both.
Gotcha.
I am a little bit, Colby, yes.
What? Was that 4 plays in a row?
Yep.
That's just sad. Ripburger absolutely destroys the ball.
And with 3 seconds left, Schiffer's going to try a deep bomb to Red Arrow.
He threw a pretty short pass.
He threw a short pass. I thought he was going for the deep one.
All right, 21-21. Who starts with the ball?
I don't know. But what's interesting is just the rush yard difference.
Well, there's also a pretty big difference in total plays.
That's true. Vipers get the ball.
All right, Mingos, it's time.
I'm still waiting for the Aaron Rodgers stat of a quarterback who never leads the game but still gets the win. Where it's like you lead the game in the last 10 seconds, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Look, it only all that matters is what's on the scoreboard at the end.
Absolutely, as Noble gets a first down.
Schiffer under pressure from a bot gets it to another bot for a first down.
Love
Schiffer
to see
looking
it.
pretty good. 12 for 11, or 11 for 12 now.
He has thrown a pick.
That was his one incomplete pass.
Wow, Banks steals one there.
So technically,
You know what?
his
That's pass interference there. Should have been called.
so,
Refs got paid.
so technically,
Not even 2 defenders could stop Noble.
nope.
It took 4.
Sorry to interrupt you. Okay, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say technically, Schiffer hasn't made a single incomplete pass. One of them just happened to be to the other team.
Correct.
The Jameis Winston style of quarterbacking. All right, 2nd and 1. It's the Flamingos' time.
Red zone defense has to show up, and they're not.
Fair enough.
I think you guys need more awareness on the defensive side.
We have
seen
a
a lot
lot
of
of
people-
we have a lot of young defenders on the Mingos.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people standing around in the backfield.
Maybe we just
That's pretty consistent for any defense near the goal, actually.
it is the highest scoring game we've had tonight. It's actually been a pretty exciting game.
I think that says more about both teams' defenses.
You
Then,
know, the Vipers have robbed defensive back of the year, Balthasar
Maybe.
Orbison, on them.
Yeah, that's one man, though.
Yeah, but he's really good.
Yeah, but like the season 2 Mingos had Nikita, and we were still a mediocre defense.
Yeah, but no one had a good defense then.
True enough.
As they give it to Spiderweb.
Spiderweb, we drafted him, I believe.
You did draft him.
I'm very happy to have him.
And they'll give it.
What? Oh
Wow.
my god.
Lemillion makes
questioning
something
that
out of nothing.
He's still $1 million man.
Strobel is also so far 8 for 8 tonight.
Why did you say that?
Because I love you, Phil. Because I love you. Dewell Brewer.
Are you, TLK, are you the kind of guy to bring up a perfect game if the team if it,
Depends who's playing. Nationals, absolutely.
you son of a bitch. Oh my god. Look,
if the Vandals are having a perfect game, I will bring it up every time.
if I ever see Steven
Going for it
Strasburg
here.
have a perfect game and he misses
Oh,
it, I'm
wow.
going to blame you.
Big sack there.
That is a big sack. So, Colby does bring up a good point that it's surprising how accurate the quarterbacks have been tonight. I think part of it is just how... So, you know me, I flex schedule. I sort of look at what matchups look best on paper. This one, to me, read the best, but none of them that I picked have really been anything short of mismatches from the get-go.
I will say there's also a lot of that's
Gone.
You know, defensive backs that are that slow, they'll get faster, I believe.
Yeah.
There's
One
a
thing-
lot of wide receiver talent in the league.
That's
so
true.
One thing I'll say also is that one of the changes I made, I don't know if it was this patch, but it might have been the last one, was it used to be that the receiver could have a drop and then the defender could still have an interception after that. And I'm wondering if that has an effect in the number of interceptions that we've been seeing. I took that away. So if you have a drop, then you won't have an interception right after.
Huh. That is really interesting. We're going
But
to
I agree.
decline in all defensive stats, everybody.
I agree, Colby. It is. It does seem like quarterbacks have been eerily accurate tonight.
I mean, it's a smaller sample size for a lot of these.
That's true. But also, one other thing. Just remember, Apache was not perfect until we resimmed.
That's true. Why did you rig it for that?
At the Hammerhead's request.
The rookie OL is really struggling here.
Yeah. Do you think maybe you should have just stuck with your original OL? And that'll, I think,
Stuck
do
with
it.
the old one? No, that would have been a terrible play. Wouldn't have matched it. Well, at the time we didn't know we would still have Strobel, but even then, old OL wasn't going to match with the team's prime.
That's fair.
That's like why I retired small.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, so Dave, what has been your favorite game tonight?
This one's been pretty good game so far. The Vipers have really run away with it at the end. Yeah, I mean, they've all been good games. They've all been pretty close, except for the one where the offensive lineman didn't have enough TPE. But they've all been pretty good games.
All right.
That's what we strive for after last season, where half the games were known outcomes.
Before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
No, before
I'm happy
it started.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm happy to see a lot closer games.
You know, early season stuff, it's all work in progress, and we're happy with the progress.
Yeah. This is coming back.
Perfect. We wanted that extra down.
Look, as a result, Strobel still... Shut it up, shut it up, shut it up.
Okay, you could have done a running play there.
Oh my god, it doesn't matter, it's Lemillion!
And that'll end the game.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Alright, next. Not switch. Receiving.
I know, I want to see if he was perfect.
Scroll. We'll have to see it right at scroll.
Shh.
Kicker. Switch. Next. Scroll. Receiving. Rushing. Alright.
Moment of truth. No! One incomplete! Apache is our first ever perfect game quarterback. And he alone is there.
You know what? Strobel's the best QB in the league, don't at me. Or at me. I'm fine with that too.
Look, it's Dayton Mack and I will fight you.
It's only Dayton Mack because I say it's Dayton Mack. My powers of prediction are legendary in this league after all. Everyone knows I'm very good at making correct predictions.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you all. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Hydro will be streaming those. And, yeah. Look forward to seeing you then.
Fantastic. Everyone here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for joining us.